Hi everybody, welcome back to Silver Lining. On today's episode, we're going to get into the topic of how to stop being a prisoner of the past. You're going to waste all of your potential if you are stuck thinking about the past. Fun fact, you can't change what has happened, right? But you can control how you are reacting to it. And I have struggled with this a lot in my life. I used to be in a victim mentality. I blamed others. I blamed circumstances for the fact that I was feeling so low in my life. But there comes a certain point when you have to drop that. You have to drop the victim mentality. And you do this by accepting what's happened in the past as it is, because guess what? You can't change it. And going forward. And it's so liberating to take the first step forward. And it's scary, I understand. I found a lot of comfort being in misery and living in the past and being in this depressive energy, because that's what I was used to 99% of my life. I was used to being sad, and that felt eerily safe. And it was really detrimental to my success in life. I was at a standstill with everything in my life. Actually, everything was just declining because I was just stuck in such a low vibration and I couldn't see the next step. And for me, the way that I found the ability to put one foot in front of the other and start making positive changes in my life was by accepting the past, accepting things exactly the way they were. And I beat myself up a lot about the way I reacted to a lot of trauma in my life. And I think a really important aspect to being able to go forward with love for yourself and love for every part of your journey is forgiving yourself and also forgiving the people that hurt you. Because at the end of the day, if you're holding any resentment for yourself or others, it's just holding you back, period. It's going to distract you from, getting a game plan together. Do you want to be a miserable person stuck in the past when the people who hurt you probably aren't thinking about you at all or feeling any remorse? You only hurt yourself by staying in the past. So it's up to us to get out of that victim mentality. It's kind of tough love on yourself and, just for your environment. Are you either going to be a prisoner to the past, or are you going to transmute that energy and go forward? The people who have been through the most have the most potential to make something amazing out of their life. And this is called transmuting energy, right? People who have projected a lot of negativity onto you, it sucks, right? But there's a way to alchemize that and change it into something beautiful and powerful, right? Like you turn your pain into power and your sadness into success. You need to find an outlet, right? Whether it's journaling, talking to somebody, drawing, painting, something that is going to let you alchemize those emotions. You have to release the pain. And my heart goes out to you if you've been through a lot of traumatic events in your life. It is a really heavy weight to carry with you, but it's not your weight to carry. Things that have happened to you, that is not your responsibility to carry. It never was. But we aren't taught this, to let it go. You know what I mean? We're taught that, it is what it is and you just have to deal with it. No, there's a way to let it go in a positive way and make that pain work for you. And for me, for example, I've been through a lot in my life and I let it break me. And I got to a point where I was so low mentally, physically, and emotionally. I didn't want to be here anymore. I didn't want to live. And I hold a lot of space for that version of myself because I didn't know better. I thought that the things that had happened to me were my fault, or, the way I reacted, I shamed myself. But it's like, no, I had every right to react the way I did. If I screamed at somebody, if I freaked out at somebody, it's because they walked all over me and kicked me down so bad that I was just standing up for myself. But I would just beat myself up for that because I wouldn't want anybody to treat me that way. But in reality, they did 1,000,001 things to me. So it was time for me to forgive myself and let it go and leave them in the past. That's another key point I want to get to. People that have hurt you, I understand if you have like a big heart and you want to hold space for those people, you can, but you need to leave them in the past. People are going to show you their true colors and you have to believe them. I used to see the best in everybody and be very naive about people's intentions, and I thought that people thought the same way I did, and it is not the case. Like, sadly, 99% of people just don't have good intentions in this life, and I thought, since I'm an honest, good person who just wants to help people, like everybody else has to be that way, right? Nope. No. So I wasted so much of my life trying to see the best in those people and not just like taking their actions and words at face value. Like, it's not up to me to forgive you anymore and try to help you because you hurt me so many times. Like, I'm done doing that. I'm done trying to save the people that don't want to be saved. And that keeps you, held back so much by trying to hold people's hands that simply don't want the help. It's time to help yourself. Let them go with love, but no more contact. Block them if you have to. Tell them this is it and make those boundaries for yourself. Thinking back, I was like, failed relationships, failed friendships, failed, family membership. That all came, with an advantage to me at the end. I learned, okay, let's start that part over. Failed relationships, failed friendships, failed relationships with my family. In the end, it actually benefited me the most. And I learned how to make boundaries for myself after being in so many failed relationships, after being in, so many abusive friendships, partnerships, with family, all of it. I learned how to make boundaries for myself and decipher what I'm going to accept in this life and what I'm simply not anymore. I'm putting my foot down for me, not for anybody else, for me. Because I realized if I'm not the best version of myself, I'm not helping anybody. And I'm especially not helping myself. If you want to have a successful life in this life, you have to be firm on loving yourself and setting boundaries and leaving the abusive, toxic, negative, draining people in the past. You have to do that. A lesson I learned is that not everybody is going to be allowed to come with you into your winning season. And that is the truth. You have to choose yourself. And it's not selfish. It's actually the most selfless thing you could do, because letting go of those people gives them the opportunity to heal on their own. People aren't going to heal if they don't want to heal, right? You have to be, sometimes it takes hitting rock bottom. And that could be you letting go somebody so close to you. It might open their eyes and give them a chance to heal. I'm dealing with some situations in my life right now where I just had to let people go, and I pray that they heal. I spent so much of my life trying to hold their hand and, open their eyes to their potential and help them heal. And it's really delayed their healing journey. For me, for my healing journey, I was left alone. Nobody was there for me. In my lowest moments, no one was there. And I don't think that I would have healed to the extent I did or been able to really see how I was messing up if I wasn't left alone, if I didn't have that time of isolation to reflect on my actions and others' actions and, make a difference in my life, put that one foot in front of the other and start healing. And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to heal, but it's even more work to stay in the past. And it's the best decision I ever made. And I just started doing this the past, year and a half, 2 years. And the difference I have seen in my life is so, unmatched to any, all the pain I went through was worth it, because if I didn't go through those negative, abusive cycles, and at the end of the day, I was abusing myself, if I didn't do that, I wouldn't have had the power to shoot so much forward. Like, with the slingshot, you have to pull it back and then it launches forward. I feel like that is a good analogy for my life. I was pulled back so far that it shot me forward farther than I could have ever imagined. And I'm just starting, you know what I mean? And it's a full-time job, healing and reminding yourself that you're not that old version of yourself, that you don't have to be stuck there anymore. And it's so liberating to finally choose yourself and love yourself and give yourself the love, respect, and honor that you deserve. And then you could give it to others. You can't help people from a wounded place. You can, but it's not really helping them, and it's not helping you. And you deserve to help yourself. So take that step forward, and it's okay to take 10 steps back to go 20 steps forward. Life is a healing journey. It's ups and it's downs, but it's worth it. It's worth taking the time to invest in yourself and letting go of the past. You cannot change the past. And once you accept that, it's so much easier to go forward and hold space and forgiveness for yourself. You're growing. You're human. You're gonna make mistakes. Make them and own the mistakes and learn from them, most importantly. Get the lessons out of the trauma so it doesn't keep happening over and over again. The same type of situation is going to repeat in your life if you don't learn the lesson. I am a firm believer that the universe, God, does that to us. It's going to be like, are you gonna finally learn? Like, do I have to rip everything away from you for you to open your eyes? Or are you gonna just be like, hey, that doesn't serve me anymore. The way I'm acting doesn't serve me anymore. At the end of the day, we have the free will to make the decision to better ourselves and not be caught in a toxic loop. Sometimes it's hard to see that you could remove yourself, but you have the power to do anything in your life. It may be scary to do it, but it's so worth it, and it's so liberating. And like I said earlier, it is so much easier to go forward than to beat yourself up and stay in the past. So I hope this message got through to at least one person. You are stronger than you know. You can remove yourself from any situation. It's time to stop caring what others think and to start caring about yourself. The right people will be there and support you. The wrong ones are going to fight you on bettering yourself. So remember that. I love you so much. Thank you for joining me today, and I will see you on the next podcast. Bye.